Good morning, dear students. In yesterday period, we were discussed about abiotic components. It means non-living compounds or non-living things or non-living substances are termed as what? Abiotic components. Here, the main abiotic components are light, temperature, atmospheric gases, wind and water. Afterwards, we discussed what is meant by trophic level. It means how the transfer of food or transfer of energies takes place in various steps or various levels in food chain is known as what? Trophic level. Afterward, what is meant by food chain? It means who eats whom, and there are totally two types of food chains. First one is terrestrial food chain and second one is aquatic food chain. Afterwards, significance of food chain, and finally discuss what is meant by food web. It means the interconnection of different food chains which correlate at various trophic level operating in an ecosystem is termed as what? Food web. Yes, my dear students, today let us see what is meant by energy flow and how the energy can get transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level, and how much of energy is consumed in an last trophic level. Yes, my dear students, let us see what is meant by flow of energy or energy flow. Energy is accumulated by the primary producers and is transferred through food chain to different trophic level. This phenomenon is called as what? Energy flow. Yes, my dear students, it means accumulation of energy takes place with the help of what? Producer, and transfer of in this food as well as energy with different trophic level. It may be what? Heterotrophic levels. First one is herbivorous and second one is carnivorous, and lastly termed as what? Omnivorous. It means how much of energy is get transferred, that is termed as what? Energy flow. Yes, my dear students, energy is accumulated, energy is accumulated by the primary producers, and is transferred through food chain to different trophic levels, This phenomenon is called energy flow. This phenomenon is called what? Energy flow. Yes, my dear students, it means accumulation of energies takes place with the help of what? Primary producers. It means autotrophs. Yes, it get transferred through food chain. It means heterotrophs. Yes, heterotrophs of a different trophic level. This phenomenon is called as what? The energy flow. Yes, my dear students, first of all, energy flow is unidirectional and there is no recycling to previous level. Whenever energy is transferred from one form or from between one system to another, some energy is always lost. The flow of energy in an ecosystem can be understand, yes, with the help of what? Following steps. It means first step is what? The green plant in a terrestrial ecosystem capture about 1% of energy of sunlight. They convert it into food energy. Yes, my dear students, it means first the process of conversion is takes place. We capture what? Sunlight, it means chemical energy. They convert it into food energy. How much energy is consumed here from sun? Only 1% of energy of sunlight. Energy of sunlight, it means chemical. Yes, it is captured from the sun. They convert it what? Food energy. Convert as a food energy, as a food energy, isn't it? And the green plants are eaten by primary consumer. Yes, my dear students, already all of you know. Yes, primary consumer can get food with the help of what? Green plants. Due to this, a major amount of energy is lost as heat. Some amount goes into digestion and in doing work, and rest goes towards growth and reproduction. And average of 10% of the energy of food eaten by an organism is turned back into its own body and made available for the next level of consumer. This is known as 10% law. Yes, my dear students, Lineman in a 1942 give what? 10% of law. Who given? Lineman in 1942. It means only a 10% of energy get transferred. Yes, my dear students, clear? It means only 1% of energy is consumed by sunlight. So, consumed by plants, what? It is termed as what? Sunlight. It means chemical energy. It converted as a food energy. Yes, the food is prepared by plants. It means only 10% of energy is get transferred and helpful in the process of what? Entire process of growth as well as reproduction. Yes, my dear students. Next one. Therefore, 10% can be taken as the average value for the amount of organic matter that is present at each step and reaches to the next trophic level. Since only a little energy is available for the next level of consumer, food chain generally consists of 3 or 4 steps. The loss of energy at each step is very large. So, little usable energy is left after 4 trophic levels. Yes, my dear students. In 8th as well as 9th standard, we are already discussed what? Totally 10% of useful energies get transferred from what? One energy level to another energy level. Yes, example sunlight, yes, producer, yes, producer to herbivore, herbivores to carnivore, and carnivores to top carnivores. Yes, my dear students, here only 1% and 10% of energies get transferred in an each trophic levels. Yes, only a 10% of energy is get transferred. Clear? Yes. Let us see. What is meant by biomagnification? What is meant by biomagnification? Yes, it is the phenomenon of progressive increase in the concentration of non-biodegradable toxic substance in organism at each successive trophic level. Yes, my dear students, it means at poisonous or toxic substances can get transferred in an each trophic level of an organism is termed as what? Biomagnification. Yes, my dear students, it is the phenomenon of progressive increase in the concentration of non-biodegradable toxicants in organism at each successive trophic level. Successive trophic level is termed as, my dear students, biomagnification. Other word, transfer of toxic substance to each successive trophic level. Trophic levels is called biomagnification. Yes, my dear students, it is clear. And what are the causes of biomagnification? Yes, my dear students, here harmful chemicals and pesticides like DDT etc. are sprinkled on crop plant to protect them from pests and diseases. These chemicals either wash down into soil or into water bodies. Yes, my dear students, first of all, what happened? We peoples are used pesticide like water DDT, where in an field, what happened? They mix with water and flows back where in a river. From the soil, these are absorbed by plants, and from water bodies, these are taken by aquatic plants and animal. This is why our food grain such as wheat, rice, fruit and vegetable contain varying amount of pesticide residue. In this manner, the toxic chemicals enter the food chain. Yes, my dear students, it means first of all, toxic substances are get dissolved where in an soil. Afterward, the process of absorption takes place at the time toxic substances are entered in an plant body. They stored as in the form of water. It means a pesticides residue or DDT residue is stored where in plants in the form of wheat, rice, fruit as well as vegetable. It means toxic chemicals are entered in our food chain. As these chemicals are non-biodegradable, they get accumulated in organism's body. Their concentration keeps on increasing at each trophic level. The maximum concentration of these chemicals get accumulated in human body. This is because they occupy the topmost place in any food chain. Yes, my dear students, in an 8th standard, how DDTs get transferred, we already discussed, and it is also present where nowadays in mother's milk. Yes, my dear students, now let us see human impact on the natural management. Human impact on the natural environment. Humans are the integral part of the environment. Any change in environment also affect us. Various human activities pollute the environment in various ways and pose serious environmental threats. For example, depletion of ozone layer, waste accumulation, etc. Yes, my dear students, how it takes place with the help of what? Mankind activities. Yes, in which first one is ozone deflection. Ozone deflection or depletion of ozone. First of all, ozone is form 3 molecules of oxygen formed by 3 atoms of oxygen and is deadly poison. Okay, it is termed as what? Deadly poison. It is found in the atmosphere. It means it is found where? In an atmosphere 20 to 30 kilometer above the earth. Yes, my dear students, how the formation of ozone takes place in an atmosphere? Ozone at higher level of atmosphere is a product of ultraviolet radiation acting on oxygen molecule. The high energy of ultraviolet radiations split apart some molecular oxygen, it means O2, into free oxygen O. These atoms are very reactive and combined with the molecular oxygen to form ozone. Yes, my dear students, how the formation of ozone? Formation of ozone. How formation of ozone takes place? Let us see. Ozone at the higher levels of the atmosphere is a product of ultraviolet radiations, UV radiations acting on oxygen O2 molecule. The high energy ultraviolet radiation split apart some molecular oxygen O2 into free oxygen atoms. These atoms are very reactive and combined with the molecular oxygen to form ozone. Clear? Yes, my dear students, it means ozone at higher level of atmosphere is a product of ultraviolet radiation acting on oxygen molecule, it means O2 molecule. The high energy ultraviolet radiation split and apart some molecular oxygen into free oxygen atoms, it means O. These atoms are very reactive and combined with the molecular oxygen to form ozone, it means O3. O2, the help of water, ultraviolet radiation, O plus OS are O plus O2 used raised to water O3. It means ozone. Yes, in this type the formation of ozone is takes place. Yes, my dear students, now let us see ozone layer and its importance. The layer of atmosphere in which most of the atmosphere ozone is concentrated is called ozone layer. It shields the surface of the earth from harmful ultraviolet radiations of the sun. Yes, my dear students, it means it filter what ultraviolet radiations are emerged from the sun. These radiations are highly damaging to organism. They can cause skin cancer in human beings, damage eyes. It mean it may spread that disease where in an eye, that is known as what a cataract. Then decrease crop yield and disturb global rainfall as well as global warming. Yes, my dear students, how the depletion of ozone layer is takes place? Let us see. Due to environmental pollution, ozone layer has begun to deplete in year 1980s. In the year 1980, what happened? Deplete ozone layer. Okay. This way mainly due to the increasing use of chemicals like chlorofluorocarbon. It means chlorofluorocarbon means CFCs. CFC is chlorofluorocarbon. These are used in refrigerators as coolant and in fire extinguisher. Yes, my dear students, it means CFC can cause the depletion of ozone layer. Yet CFC is very stable. They are found to persist in atmosphere. Being stable, they do not degrade easily and rise high up in the atmosphere. In the atmosphere, ultraviolet radiations break down CFC molecule and release chlorine atom. These atoms on reacting with ozone dissociate ozone molecule into oxygen. Thus, decreasing amount of ozone result in depletion of ozone layer. Yes, my dear students, in this type of water, the process of deflation of ozone layer takes place. It means with the help of CFC. CFC is a dangerous gas. It damages water, the ozone layer. The United Nations Environment Program UNEF succeeded in forming an agreement to freeze CFC production at 1986 level. Yes, my dear students, remind it and expound what UNEP. Yes, it is important concern in our main examination. Yes, expand UNEP. Yes, U means United, N means nation, E means environment, P means program. Yes. Now let us see management or managing the garbage we produce. Managing the garbage we produce. Yes, my dear students, the household waste is called as what? Garbage. Every household product a lot of garbage on daily basis. Improvements in our lifestyle have resulted in greater amount of waste material generation. Yes, my dear students, it means we people are used a lot of things in our day to day activity. Yes, that household waste is termed as what? Garbage. Nowadays, plastic is termed as one of the dangerous garbage. Yes, my dear students, how the method of waste disposal is takes place? Garbage management practice include method of disposing garbage with least effect on the environment. Yes, my dear students, it means there are various methods of waste disposal. Some of them are here given below, in which first one is recycling. It means The process of recycle. Yes, here it is the processing of waste materials to form new product. Material like tin, cans, metallic articles, rags, paper, glass, polythene, etc. are recyclable. Yes, my dear students, it means some substances are what recycle in nature. Yes, they can be recycle. The process of recycling. And second one is composting. Second one, composting. All of you already know how the manure are formed or compost heap are formed. Yes, let us see. Biodegradable domestic waste such as leftover food, fruit and vegetable peels, etc. can be buried in a pit, dug into ground. They are converted into compost and used as a manure. Yes, my dear students, it means whatever the waste products are left where after the process of kitchen activity, they all are buried in a pit, afterward are dug into a ground. They are converted as what a compost and used as a manure. Yes, my dear students. And third step is landfills. Landfills. Solid waste is dumped into a low-lying area and covered with soil. A big landfill site can be used to dispose waste material for a considerable time. Yes, my dear students, it means we people are used what a big landfill at that time can be used why the disposal of waste materials. Yes, my dear students. And fourth one is sewage treatment. Sewage treatment. It means sewage water is directly released where in an river. That water is termed as water. River water is polluted water. Okay. How the process of sewage treatment is takes place? Let us see. Sewage is carried over to sewage treatment plant. It means STPs. Here the sewage is filtered. Organic material in the sewage is allowed to settle down and decompose in large tanks. The water from these tank is cleaned and released into water bodies. Yes, my dear students, it means there is some sedimentation tank is there. As what happened there, the waste are settled down, materials are settled in the container or tank, and some decomposable things are decomposed where in a large tank. Afterwards, the cleaned water is released into water bodies. And last one is biogas production. Biogas production. Biogas production. Yes, in some places sewage is decomposed anaerobically to yield biogas and manure. Yes, my dear students, nowadays it is very famous. Okay, it means it is termed as what a natural gas. What happened there? Dung, cow dung as well as buffalo dung is used as a raw material. Yes, it is decomposed with the help of water anaerobic activity and to yield biogas as well as organic manure. Yes, my dear students, in this chapter we all are discussed introductory part of our environment and afterward types of waste. It means biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances. Afterward, what is meant by ecosystem and types of ecosystem. There are totally two types of ecosystem: natural ecosystem as well as artificial ecosystem. Afterwards, what are the main components of ecosystem? There are two components, one is biotic, another one is abiotic. In a biotic component, they have different groups. It means producers, consumers and decomposer. Abiotic means non-living things are termed as what abiotic components. And afterward, we discussed what is meant by trophic level or successive level. Afterward, food chain, types of food chain. There are totally two types of food chains: terrestrial and aquatic food chain. Afterwards, significance of food chain and food web. It means interconnection of different food chain is termed as a food web. And what is meant by energy flow, and what is meant by biological magnification or biomagnification. And finally, human impact on the natural environment, in which depletion of ozone, and what are the importance of ozone. Finally, how we manage the garbage we produce. Yes, at the time we follow what various methods: recycling, composting, incineration, landfills, sewage treatment, and biogas production. Yes, thank you, dear students.